What is up, my risers? You know what? Tonight, we'll just say tonight, is one of those nights where I'm just like pumped full of energy and I'm feeling all hype and everything. And so, even though I do shadow readings, for some reason, I was led to take this in a different direction, if that makes sense. And tonight, this is about you. You. This is not male or female based. This is showing me that there is someone that is stepping into their higher self. They're stepping into their ascension and everything. They're stepping into this place. They're learning to find that balance. You're learning to find that balance. You're actually being guided as well. You're learning to find that balance within yourself. You're starting to actually go within and everything. Hold on just a moment. All right, as I was saying, this is someone that is tapping into their higher self. This is someone that is starting to go within and you're finding that balance. And it's not about it's about shadow. I'm saying shadow. It's about balancing every part of you, every aspect of you, that light part of you, as well as that shadow part of you. You know, you're starting to manage every part of you. You're coming into. So this is what this is about. And for some reason, I'm just having like this little hype energy. So I know that this is someone who probably you should be celebrating yourself if you're not. But if you are already celebrating yourself, that's because you're now having these breakthrough moments. You're stepping into. Congratulations. That is what's up. Let's see. What more do they want us to know here? Let's see. Oh, energetic alignment. As I said, you're coming into alignment. Your energy and everything. You're centering. Your balance brings clarity and peace. You're now stepping into and coming into agreement with your higher self. That's how I'm seeing it. It's like I see you, but I see your higher self, and I see y'all just doing this and merging together. So, congratulations. That's all I know to say. Congratulations. Yes, this is not an easy journey. And to get to this place, sometimes we really need to celebrate ourselves because people, you go through some things to get to that place. You know what I'm saying? You've been gaining a lot of insight about the things going on around you. You're receiving very, very powerful insights. You're starting to go within. You're learning to trust yourself. And now it's time to apply them. Follow them. You're getting a lot of downloads. You're getting a lot of downloads now. And these downloads are here to guide you further along the way, if that makes sense. To help you. You already have the clarity that you need, but it's also helping you to go forward, move forward for whatever questions that you have. You're learning to start to trust yourself. So yes, we have sacred space and we have divine alignment. So we have here create a sacred space to allow your intuition to flow freely. So you're going to have to keep this up now. This is not just a one-time thing or whatever. You have to continuously go within, hone within, balance yourself. For some reason, I'm seeing that tarot, the Hermit. When you're looking for that truth, whatever it is you're seeking, you're going to find it within. Keep tapping in. Keep going forward. Keep moving forward. Start trusting yourself. I don't know. I heard some type of alarm. And this is aligning. You're coming into alignment with higher frequencies to enhance that. You're the boss. That's how I heard it. You're the boss. You know what I'm saying? So you're stepping up. You're starting to, my bad. You're starting to tap into those parts of you. You're starting to balance those parts of you. And now that you are gaining more control of self, you're actually able to get a lot of insights. That third eye is third eyeing. Excuse me, let me rephrase that. I don't like to call it a third eye. It's actually your first eye. You know, but people want to tell you something differently, like you don't know what you're talking about. But your first eye saw it before these two eyes saw it. Your first eye put you on to it before these two eyes even put you on to it. So we're going to stop calling that a third eye. That's your first eye. Okay? So anyway, just a little bit of my opinion that I want to throw in there. So let's go for it. What else do they want us to know? Yes, a releasing ritual. You have been letting go of a lot of things, a lot of energetic blockages, a lot of trauma. You've really been mastering and honing in. I've been using that word lately. Honing in on you and who you are, your strength, your weaknesses, everything. You've really been honing it in. And the thing is, you're using that to empower you more than, making you weak. Bloodline. It says family line, but I'm hearing bloodline. And this is you letting go of those things that has been carried down your family line all the way up to even you. And it's almost like I heard it stops here. That's what I heard. It stops here. So you are you broke the cycle. I release all inherited patterns of limitations and suffering, choosing instead to embody the highest expression of my lineage's potential. So even though you carry, the last of the dying breed, but this is last of the dying breed of these blockages and traumas and emotions. It's like you have ancestors that believed in you, and they're helping you. They're helping you ascend. They're helping you stop and block all of this mess. Get rid of all of this mess. Yes. So, last of the dying breed. That has more to do with those traumas and things that were carried. Somebody's ancestor says, "Oh, the buck stops here." So they're basically saying, like, yeah, you cut that where it was. You cut it right there. You cut it right then, and you cut it right there. So it's like, nah, this ain't going. You did your part. Nice try, but you stop right here. This is your stop. Keep it pushing. I got to keep going. I got things I got to do. I got things that are serving me. But you can't go with me anymore. You no longer serve me. So this is congratulations. You know what I'm saying? We got to celebrate. Because you needed to know that it was already in you. You needed to know your own strength. Being redirected to a new path. It's time for you to do something different. You can't keep going down that same path with everybody else. That's a path to nowhere. That's a path to a failure. That's a path to being miserable. And you had to be pushed out of your comfort zone to do that. You had to let things go. And even if that meant releasing those things. Releasing those things that would that you were conditioned to believe that was norm in the family. And we all know that's not anything easy to do. That's not easy at all, having to go against the norm, because it almost makes you look like, what's the word I want to use? An enigma. If I'm using that correctly, I hope I am. But yeah, it makes you look like how people say the black sheep. It makes you look like the black sheep, like you're the crazy one out the bunch. But it's all because we've been conditioned to think that this is norm. All of this is norm, and it's not. And usually a lot of times what we fail to miss, this is just a little bit of my, let's go off virgin to my opinion again. Nobody asked, but I'm telling you anyway. Sometimes things that are out of the norm look normal to us. And that's only because we were conditioned in that to think that was normal. Put up with it. Don't say anything or what, however it was, however it went. But we were taught to keep, be okay with it. And then when you start attracting these type of people outside of family, you ever notice that you don't pay attention, but it's actually reflecting back what you're being conditioned in, and you don't never like that taste. That medicine doesn't taste right, but we never catch on to that. But yeah, so there was a time where it says you're cursed. That was a curse. That was a curse that you got out of. That was a Yeah, whatever it is that was in that family line, it had you cursed. And it was trying to keep you in this place and keep things set in stone. Because it's saying nothing is set in stone. And so this was somebody trying to keep this in a long-term solution, in a sense. Keep you stuck in a long-term solution. But you're learning to let go. You're actually starting to release these things. Let them go. So now you're actually you're becoming free. Get more information. Your practicality is helping. The fact that you are aware, they're telling me the fact that you are aware that this is going on, that is what's helping you. Because the only way to weaken something that is trying to stop you, you first have to acknowledge that it exists. And a lot of times people have a tendency to think that by if it's not there, it doesn't, if I don't believe it, it's not going to happen. That is not the case. You did not give up, and the work that you put in is actually paying off. And they're saying keep up the good work. You're being pushed out of your comfort zone, because staying in your comfort zone is actually the curse. Staying in that comfort zone will keep you cursed long term. And so you're now learning to, you're having a sense of awareness about it. You haven't give up. You're persistent. You're very persistent. That's what they keep saying. You keep persevering through everything. You have a lot of, they're showing me the strength card. This is in the tarot, but I do oracle readings. But they're showing me the strength card in when it comes to tarot. So you have this like strength, this determination about you to make things. You have this subtle power about you that makes people underestimate you. That's the best way to put it. Yeah. You have this subtle power about you where the wrong people can really try to, really would underestimate you and your power. And it's saying find balance between giving and receiving. Harmony, flow, reciprocity. Give your energy to those that are willing to give you the energy back. So basically, don't give any more than someone is willing to give. You know what I'm saying? Find some kind of way to make sure that whatever it is you're doing, that the flow of reciprocity it balances itself out in some kind of way. You may not be able to do the same things that another person does, but there is a way to keep the flow going in such a balanced way. And that's why they're showing me like the, what is it called? The Six of Pentacles. This came in reverse for some reason. Focus on the present moment. You got to continue. They're showing me sometimes you do have a tendency to get a little bit off course. And this is where you're going to keep your balance and awareness and your peace by keeping that balance within yourself, going within yourself. The fairness in giving as well as receiving. So it's time to stop giving people more of you when they don't even want to. The reciprocity has to match. In other words, it has to match. It has to be balanced. It has to equal in some type of way. This is what they're asking you to do. And they're pushing you out of your comfort zone and taking you to another direction. And the thing is about this path is you can't see any further than, you can see everything behind you. Because I'm looking at this card right here. You can see the path behind you, but you can no longer see the path ahead of you. And this is taking you out of your comfort. I apologize if you can't see that now. It is taking you out of your comfort zone. It's got you kind of on the edge where it's making you maybe even feel a bit uncomfortable. But that is okay, because it's trying to take you out of this direction of something that's going to put you in a place of stagnancy, keep you in a loop cycle if that makes sense. Let's see where they want me to go with this. Let's talk about those shadows. They want to get into that one. Thought we were going in a new direction, but it always leads back to shadows, huh? Let's see. You could be like, you do a lot of overthinking, possibly too. But I also get this energy of you're trying to do things differently now. You're trying to step out of the norm. Show me what's going on here. What's going on? And this could also be something that is needing releasing from that family line. You know? Let's see what's going on here. Yeah. So this is about that going within when I talk about the meditation. My apologies. Not everyone will understand. Everyone is not going to understand your new path. They're not going to understand what's going on. But it's not meant for them to understand because, like I said, you are stepping into and tapping into higher self. You are in this place of finding that balance. And maybe it's people are not understanding that if they're not giving to you, or if you're not receiving, if the reciprocity does not balance itself, it will take you out of the moment. It will take you out of that moment. This is why this is in reverse. It will take you out of that moment. You need to make sure that everything comes in balance, not just peace of mind, not just, and I mean, even with friends, family, connections, anything. It all needs to make sense. It all needs to balance. Not everyone will understand. There are some people you're going to have to let go. They're not going to understand, but it's not for them to understand because this is your time to go back to the releasing ritual. Look how you're blossoming. Look how you're ascending. Look how everything is coming into alignment, even with all those colors of the chakras, you know, releasing those things of the family line. They're not going to understand. You're going to have to trust yourself. You're going to have to trust this journey. This is that person that's just standing there. But look at where they're looking. They're looking at the light in front of them. They don't see the path in front of them, but they know there is a path. And it's time for you to learn to trust yourself, you know? Even if that means you have to go about it alone. This is where I'm seeing isolation. But now it's time for you. You're stepping into your authenticity. You're stepping into your full power. You're stepping into you and who you are. And I think this is where that worrying is coming from. You may even, because it's weird that I'm having this sensation right here and I'm coughing, but it's not from the throat. It's from the chest. So it's almost like you need to say it with your chest. That's how I'm getting it. That's how I would say. You need to say it with your chest. Step into your authenticity. Say it with your chest. It's okay. People are not going to understand, but this is your truth. You are worthy just by being. You are enough. Who you are, your identity, it speaks volumes. You have to learn to trust yourself. You have to learn to step into your authenticity, even if you have to do it alone. That's why this is like releasing ritual of the family line. And the thing about the family is not so much of, thank you, my benevolent beings. It's not so much of you being cursed. It's more of the family line is cursed. But if you continue to stay in that, you're going to be following in that cursing line. But there's something more for you out here. Look at you. Once again, stepping into your being, grounding, connecting with that tree, which took me back to that hermit mode again. Finding that truth within. Your identity, knowing that you are enough. Nobody's going to understand that. Some people are not going to want to understand or understand or anything, but this is not their journey. It is your journey. It is your identity. It is who you are. This is a path that was set just for you. And it's not for other people to understand it, which may be even because you are not seeing the path. Because why would you be trying to explain if you saw your path? If you saw where you were going, but you're still trying to explain to people that don't need to even try to, when you want to explain to people that you shouldn't even be explaining to, they can try to sabotage that. So this is why you're not even seeing your path right now. But if you can continue to trust yourself and know who you are and step into your identity and what it is that you know that you are worthy of and step out of that comfort zone, your path will open for you. But you have to learn that everybody is not there to go with you. You cannot take everybody with you because these people will try to sabotage, whether they mean to or not. This is your journey. Please understand that, understand that, and all of that. This is what they are wanting you to know. It's time to let go. You're coming into energetic alignment. You're getting all of this insight. You're seeing the truth for what it is. The light has been, and it's still taking me back to that hermit. I gotta find that card. But the hermit holds this lamp in front of them. Even though they're just standing on this mountaintop with this staff in their hand, there's a lamp in front of them. That means that something is being illuminated. Things are being illuminated to you now. You're seeing things for what it is. You may not like what you see, but you're seeing it because it's time for you to let go. You're seeing the curse. Sometimes people are comfortable, and comfortability in itself is a curse. Don't let that go over your head, okay? But what I'm saying is, it's time for you to step out because you need your own sacred space. These people are not respecting your space. You need space. You need a place to be able to hone into who you are, and this is what's going to keep you in divine alignment with who you are. And you got people trying to take you off of this, the present moment. Don't stay too focused on what it is that you're seeing right now. Don't stay too honed in on that. That is not what it's meant for you to do. It's just for you to see what you need to see so that you can do what it is that you need to do. This is why they're saying don't give up. The work that you're putting in is actually paying off. Do not give up, no matter how it's making you feel. You're gonna get to that. You're gonna get to that light at the end of the tunnel. I hope I said that correctly. But anywho, I think that is the message for today. Yes, it is. Let's see if oh, excuse me. Is there one more message that the angelic beings are wanting you to know? Yeah. You have the clarity that you need. The clarity that you've asked for. It's already there. It's already being shown to you. Don't focus on what you are seeing with these two eyes right now. Don't focus too hard on that. Celebrate yourself. Continue to move forward. Sometimes moving forward is not an easy thing to do because I'm going to go back to being conditioned. You're conditioned to think that, how things are supposed to be. But you have a mission, darling. And if you want to move forward, if you want to get to a place where you're actually happy, because the one thing about it is, whoever this is, I heard that your soul is not happy. Like deep down, you were going with the motion, but you were deep down pretending. That's what I'm getting. You were going with the motion. You're looking happy, but it's almost like you were a shell. You are a shell to the people around you. Your normal, everyday people. You were really just a shell wearing a mask with a smile. But deep down in your soul, you knew something is missing. You knew something was missing. You knew that your soul wasn't happy. But you knew that stepping outside of that would also create a problem. But sometimes you have to step outside of your comfort zone and go for what you know. Because and allow your soul, let your soul be your guide. That's what I heard. Allow your soul to be your guide. but also keep yourself in a state of balance. Don't try to do this when you're not in a place of balance, when your mind is focused on the wrong things. Stop focusing on the wrong things. Go in and pay attention to those um, giving and taking from a state of balance. You get what I'm saying? Yeah, I hope that makes sense. Stop going overboard for people that won't go overboard for you. Stop going hard for people that don't want to go hard for you. That is the message. It's funny that it was 25-25 earlier as I said that. You already have the clarity that you seek. You're already seeing that it's time to step out of your comfort zone. This is something you're already seeing. You're already seeing that you're going to have to take a different path. You already know this. You already know, and in order to obtain this, you're going to have to let go of the things that are holding you back. Especially whether it's family things in the family line, because some people are okay with the comfort, especially if they're gaining something from it. But even people that are gaining from something that is getting you nowhere, I promise you they're miserable too. But they just feel like they're gaining more in being miserable, if that makes sense. So if this resonated with you, or if you'd like to know more, don't be afraid to reach out to me. My number, I'm with Safe Space Wellness. That's my business. I'm owner, CEO, and everything of Safe Space Wellness. You can reach out to me through my number, which is 478-777-3717. Or you can go into my link tree. Check out my link tree, where you can find the reading that you need, among other things, because I do more than just readings. I also do what we call astral surgery and all of these wonderful things. I may even talk about that one day, because I noticed that people ask me what that is, and I thought that was something that was pretty much known, but I'll be more than happy to talk about that on another segment, maybe on YouTube. But check me out. Get on your path and don't let anything stop you, because like they said, sometimes misery loves company. Stay up.